Live a life that is worthy of emulation. Live a life that can attract somebody. Do you desire to be fruitful? The qualification for fruitfulness is that you must abide in him. It's hereby settled. When men shall say there is a casting down, you will announce that there is a lifting up.
Are you more than a conqueror? Turn with me very quickly to the Bible in the book of Romans chapter number 8. The book of Romans, I want you to give me all of your attention and see how I approach the scripture. The book of Romans is considered to be the Paul's treaty of the gospel. The letter of Brother Paul to the Roman church is one book that is outstanding in the scriptures. Anytime we come across the book of Romans, something comes to mind. And that thing is Paul trying to describe the person of Jesus to the Roman church, that is a church that is complicated, full of idol worshippers, with people with different backgrounds, coming from all manner of places, like in the society in which we are today. We are in a society that is mixed up. We are in a time and a season that a lot of people believe a lot of things, coming from different ends, coming together as a church. That was the significance that was found in the Roman church at this time. And in Romans chapter 8 is about the time Paul was concluding his conclusion of the presentation to the Roman church. He was about concluding with the Roman church. Romans chapter 8, let us approach verse 31. In verse 31, Romans chapter 8 and verse 31, I read from here. What then shall we say to these things? What then shall we say to these things? If God be for us, Labadayaga, if God be for us, who can be against us? If God be for us, what then shall we say to these things? What more can I talk to my generation about? What can I say about where we are and what we are facing in the now? If God be for us, if God be for us, who? The question is who? If God be for us, who? Not who shall, not who may, but who can be against us? If God be for me, I don't care who you are, you cannot be against me. You cannot. Even if you decide to, there is little or nothing you can do. For if God be for us, who is that man? I don't know from where you hear the sound of my voice, but the word of God is bubbling in me right now. If God be for us, who can be against us? And I quickly jump to verse 37. Yet in all these we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. Yet in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. I have a challenge here. I have a challenge I want to tell the church. I have a challenge with more than conquerors. I'm a student of the Bible. I can understand a conqueror, but what about the more than? I have a challenge with the word more than conqueror, because I am a student of the Bible and have matriculated from the New Testament, because I told us that the New Testament is definitive while Old Testament is descriptive. Have matriculated from the New Testament, and that's a student of the Bible who understands that the book of Romans was translated from Greek, and I can understand the Greek word for a conqueror is hubanege, and which means and which translates that somebody who has gotten an excellent, excessive victory. When you get a victory that is so outstanding, victory to the highest, you become a conqueror. That is what the Greek man called a conqueror. At what point will a conqueror now become more than a conqueror? That is where I have an issue, church of God. At what point, now, if the word of God says you are more than a conqueror, many preachers have preached from here, but I need to know, at what point will I get to that I will be more than one who has gotten an extreme victory, who has gotten victory to its highest point? What then will I get to become more than? I can deal with a conqueror. The Bible told me about a conqueror. But then what about the more than? I'm interested because the Bible said you are more than a conqueror. That is to say, there's something more than the extreme victory, than victory to the highest point. Then what could that be? And that is my challenge. I want to know, at what point will I get to as a victor and I become more than a victor? At what point will I get to as a winner and I become more than a winner? I came to talk to the people of God. You know about the conqueror, but do you know about more than a conqueror? I need to know, what point will I get to in my race, in my walk with God, and I become more than a conqueror? What will take place in my life then? If I get victory to the extreme, it becomes a conqueror. If I win to the highest point, I become a conqueror. Then where is the point that we get and that we become more than? Tell your neighbor, say more than a conqueror. More than. The Bible says more than. Now, for you to be a conqueror, you must exceed, above, and beyond. Come on now. You must exceed, above, and beyond to become a conqueror. Then when you are more than a conqueror, what's your story? I need to know. At what point will I get to and I become more than a conqueror? Now, before I deal with that scripture, Paul was about concluding his presentation. And he said in verse 31, what then shall we say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? If God be, what then can I say about these things? What then can I say about the battle battles of life that is confronting me. What then can I say about the challenges that I see on my way every day? What then can I see about the things that is happening around me right now? What then can I say about the things that I have to battle out in life? What then can I say? But one thing that I know is that no matter what I go through, if God be for me, who? The question is who can be against me? It doesn't matter who want to, they cannot. The word there is can, and the word can talks about the ability to, talks about the enablement to, talks about what it takes that is, you may desire to be against me, but it will die in your desire. You may plan to be against me, but it will die at the table of planning. You may want to be against me, but it will end at the table of want. You may desire to stand against me, but it will end at the table of desire. Little one that the Bible said that surely they shall gather, but because their gathering is not of him, they must surely scatter. I don't care who want to gather, I don't care where they want to gather, but every gathering that is not of God, there is a guarantee that they must surely scatter. I therefore come to talk to my generation. I therefore come to talk to God's people. Every gathering against your life, every gathering against your family, every gathering against your destiny, the same way they gather, they shall scatter. 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 Why will they scatter? Because who can be against me if the Lord be for me? If the Lord is on my side, my generation may stand, but they cannot. Anybody can stand, but they cannot. For if God be for me, He's all that I need. He's everything to me. If God be for me, who can be against me? Nobody can stand on the way of God. If nobody can stand on the way of God, nobody can stand on my way. So if God be on my side, if God stands for me, it doesn't matter who you are. You cannot successfully stand against me. You cannot successfully do anything against me. So what happens here? My Bible said, what then shall we say to these things? If God be for us, if God be for us, if God is in this case with us, if God is in this matter with us, I don't care what they told you, I don't care what they're telling you about your health. If God be with you in that condition, I don't know what they're telling you about your finances. If God be with you in your finance, if God be with you, if God be with you, nobody, help me tell your generation, help me tell the people around you, help me tell your family, if God be on your side, your haters can do nothing about you. Your enemies can do nothing about you. Oh, don't tell me what the enemy said. I want to hear what my God is saying. Don't tell me the plans of the wicked. I want to hear the plans of my maker. Don't tell me the program of the enemy. I want to hear the program of my God. I want to hear what my God has to say. That's a push in me right about now. I want to take it easy, but the hand of God is on me. If God be for me, brother, nobody, oh brother, nobody, oh sister, nobody can be against me. If God is on my side, you cannot be against me. You may try, but you will fall. You may fight, but you will lose. You may try, but you will not succeed. Because if God is on my side, Nobody can successfully be against me. What then shall we say to these things? I know you're going through some things, but shall I say this to you? It doesn't matter what you're going through. If God be for you, it doesn't take away the pains. But can I say this to you? If God be for you, no pain is permitted to swallow you. No power is allowed to overpower you. If God be for you, one thing you should be sure of, one thing you should fight for is to ensure and make sure that God is on your side. If God is on your side, then you are sure of victory. Ladies and gentlemen, when I am a conqueror, it is easy for me to worship God. When I am a conqueror, it is easy for me to raise my hand in church and shout Hosanna in the highest. But that is because I'm a conqueror. When you are a conqueror, it is easier for you to give him praise. When sickness comes, a conqueror will get healing. And when the Lord heal you and we enter the house of God, you can easily raise your hands and worship God as a conqueror. Oh yeah, I praise God for conquerors. There are conquerors in the house. There are conquerors all over the congregation. There are conquerors listening to me right now. I don't know from where you hear the sound of my voice, but if you're a conqueror, you can raise your voice in praise in God's house. When the enemy knocked on your door with sickness, the Lord was there to heal you. You are a conqueror. When the enemy knocked on your door, he wanted to quench you. The Lord was there to take care. You are a conqueror. I feel it preaching me right about now. I feel power right about now. You are a conqueror. When the wicked arose and the enemy got over the middle of the night and they said they're coming for your head, the Lord was there to give you victory. You are a conqueror. It is easier to worship God. It is easier to raise your hand and sing praise to the name of our God. It is easier to call him your help. It is easier to call him your refuge. But you are a conqueror. It is easier for a conqueror to worship him when you call on him in the day of trouble and he answers you. You are a conqueror. It is easier for a conqueror to worship him. It is easier for a conqueror to honor him. Who then is more? Who then is more? I feel for a conqueror. I greet a conqueror. There are conquerors in the house. There are conquerors all over this building. You can raise your hand and worship. Or you can raise your voice and worship because you are a conqueror. The enemy wanted to quench your joy and the Lord said no. You are a conqueror. The enemy wanted to stop your joy and the Lord said no. You are a conqueror. You are a conqueror. Congratulations, because the Lord have helped you to conquer. You are a conqueror. The enemy came to conquer you, but the Lord said it is a lie. The enemy came to defeat you, but the Lord said it is a lie. The enemy came to overcome you, but the Lord said it is a lie. The enemy came to take over your family, but the Lord said it is a lie. The enemy came to destroy your children, but the Lord said it is a lie. The enemy came to stop you, but the Lord said it is a lie. The enemy came with his arrows and his weapons of warfare, but the Lord said it is a lie. The Lord said it's not going to stop you. The Lord said they will not hinder you. The Lord said your journey won't stop halfway. When the enemy arose at the middle of the night, they came with strange sickness. They came with diseases you don't know their names, but the Lord said it's a lie. You are a conqueror. Do I have a conqueror in this house? Can a conqueror raise voice and give God some praise and give God some worship? When people abandoned you, the Lord was there for you. You are a conqueror. Come on, go ahead and give him some praise. Oh, go ahead and give this God worship. The enemy arose at the middle of the night, but I am a conqueror. I saw the Lord say to the wicked, you cannot are a conqueror. You are a conqueror. A lot of people lost hope in you. A lot of people didn't know you will make it to this place at this time. A lot of people didn't know you will still be alive up until now. You are a conqueror. Raise me your voice and shout like a conqueror. The Lord gave you victory. The Lord gave you victory. He made you win. He gave it to you. You are a conqueror. The enemy planned it for evil, but the Lord turned it to good. You are a conqueror. Raise your voice, shout amen one more time. The enemy meant it for wickedness, but the Lord turned it into joy. He turned it into rejoicing. He turned it into victory. He made your life better. He protected you. They took your name to different places, but the Lord watched over you. They consulted different powers, but the Lord kept you. You are a conqueror. Somebody holler, I'm a conqueror. Oh, when you are healthy, you can worship him. Oh, when there is food in the house, you can still worship him. Oh, if there is transport money in your pocket, you can still worship him. How many of us will get to that point where you can't pay your bills and the landlord is throwing out your properties outside, and your properties are outside in the sun and in the rain, and you walked into the church? How many of us can still raise our hands and worship? How many of us will watch our children sent out of school because we can't pay their fees? How many of us can look at our children wasting their lives section to section, term to term, without being able to go back to school? And in such condition, you can still walk into church, and when praise and worship is going on, you raise your hands and you still give him worship even in the condition that you found yourself. How many of us can still worship him when we lose all that seem to be standing for us? When you lose your loved ones, when you lose your close friends, when you lose your family members in the cold hands of death, how many of us can still walk into the church and it is time to worship, and you raise your hands with a clean heart and worship the Lord? When your faith is under trial, when your belief is under trial, when the wicked is after your faith, when they are fighting you on every side, when enemies are all around, when they are fighting you and agents are all over the place, when some friends become enemies, when family members become antagonistic, when friends become evil and torture to your flesh, when in church you can't find rest, those who should stand for you are standing against you, and it is time to worship. How many of us can still raise our hands and worship when it looks like nothing is standing anymore, when it looks like nothing is working anymore, when family members are disappointed, when what was holding before stops holding, when nothing seems to be working your way, when everybody and everything is turning against you? How many of us can still walk into the presence of God and raise our hands and worship? How many of us can raise our hands and worship when it looks like prayers are not answered, when it looks like God is far away from us, when it looks like God does not answer us anymore? How many of us in this hall can still raise our hands and worship? What about when everything is down to zero? What about when it looks like everybody around you has become an enemy? How many of us can still worship? When it looks like you're coming out from one trouble, another trouble is there waiting. When it looks like what is coming into your hand is not enough to settle the bills around you. When the people around you look at you and they call you evil. When the people look around you and they call you trouble and problem personified. At such point, how many of us can still worship? When it looks like your prayers are not getting anywhere. When it looks like nobody is standing for you. When you are in this world and you feel like you are all alone, I don't know if you've been there before. I don't know if you've been there. You've been in a situation and a condition where people who should speak for you are speaking against you. I don't know if you've been there. When you wake up at the middle of the night and you look up and down, it looks like you are all alone in this wide world. When it looks like nobody is there for you. You don't have anybody to talk to. You have nobody to confide in. You have nobody to tell a thing. And you call on God. It looks like God is not even near. You call on man. It looks like man is not even near. You turn around. Every good intent of your heart, people interpret it to be bad. Every good intentions you have, people interpret it to be bad. And all those who should support you to succeed are pushing you to fall. And you turn around and it looks like there is no way forward. At such a point, who can raise his hands, raise her hands and worship? At the point when you are almost losing your faith. At the point when your faith is failing you. At the point when it looks like there is no more hope. How many of us can still stand and worship against hope? When people around you are all turning into something else. When you turn around, you don't feel a support from anywhere. There are times in your life you turn around and you feel like asking God, where are you? It looks like God is not near anymore. I don't know if you've been there. When you turn around, it looks like God is not near anymore. Nobody seems to understand you. At this point, you are not even understanding yourself. At this point, you are at the breaking point. You call death, death won't come. You call life, life won't come. You're in between nothing. Going forward, no way. Going backward, no way. You don't know whether to face left or right. You don't know what to do anymore. At that point, how many of us can still raise our hands and we worship? How many of us can still raise our hands and we give him praise? How many of us can still raise our hands when the church seems to have denied us, when society seems to have denied us, when families seem to have denied us, when relations seem to have denied us? How many of us at this point can still raise our hands and give worship? How many of us at this point can still call upon the name of God and tell him, oh Lord, I will not give up. Oh Lord, I may not understand what is going on, but I will hold on till I see the end. I will hold on. I will hold on. I will hold on to the rock of my salvation. I will hold on to the rock that keeps me. I will hold on to he, oh, that is God all to himself. I will hold on till I see my help come. I will hold on till I see my deliverance. I will hold on till my miracle shows up. How many of us in the midst of all this trouble can still raise our hands and sing God's praise? Can still raise our hands and give God worship? How many of us can still raise our hands and call him our King and our Redeemer? When it looks like nothing is holding, when it looks like nothing is working, when you are down to nothing, how many persons can stand up even in church with such condition and still worship him wholeheartedly? When even the church members are misunderstanding you for what you're going through, when your close friends in church are calling you names, when everybody around is suggesting to you that it is time to change church, when everybody becomes an accuser, when everyone around you becomes a suspect, when those you thought will encourage you are discouraging you, at that point, how many of us can still raise our hands and give worship? At that point, how many of us can still raise our hands and give worship? At such point, you hear some men, you hear some women saying, God is embarrassing me. At that point of embarrassment, how many of us can raise our hands and still give worship? I'm talking about giving true worship. I'm talking about holding on to the rock of ages, no matter what comes your way. I'm talking of still holding on to God. I'm talking about trusting him even when you don't understand. Everything is falling apart. How many of us can trek a distance to church, enter the church from a distance, haven't trekked not because you want to do exercise, but just because you don't have transport money in your pocket, and you stay enter the church and raise your hands and worship him from your heart, and raise your hands and praise him from your heart, and now you are sitting with a conqueror, and the conqueror is worshiping the Lord, and you are damned to nothing, but you worship him more than a conqueror. You give him praise, you lift up the name of the Lord even in the midst of the trouble, in such a way that the conqueror cannot worship. I understand the worship of a conqueror. When the service is over, he has food to eat in the house, but you don't have food to eat in the house, but you can still raise your hands and shout more than the conqueror and worship more than the conqueror. And the Bible says you are more than a conqueror. In the midst of my trouble, I can yet worship. In the midst of my difficulties, I can yet worship. I don't know what is going on. I'm losing my family members. Everyone around me is falling apart, but I can still worship. So I am more. So I am more than a conqueror. A conqueror is worshiping him because he has conquered, but I am worshiping him because I am more than a conqueror. I don't understand, but I still worship. I can't see my future, but I still worship. Tomorrow is not in view, but I still worship. I cannot see the answer, but I still worship. Somebody raise voice and shout. When the Bible says you are more than a conqueror, that's what the Bible is talking about. That man who conquered is worshiping because he has conquered. But I look like one that is conquered. But I conquer both that which conquered me. Oh, Malala Badahosha. I conquered both that which conquered me. Conquered the unbelief. Conquered the faithlessness. Conquered the situation that I am in. But I still raise my hand in church and I shout the praise of my God. And I give the services that I ought to give unto the Lord like nothing is happening. And the Bible referred to me that I am more than a conqueror. In all these things, I am more than a conqueror. I understand the worship of a conqueror, but I am something more than a conqueror. I'm not worshiping him for prayers he has answered. I'm worshiping him even when I don't understand. I'm worshiping him even when it is not clear to me. You are more than a conqueror. It is easier for a conqueror to worship. But what about one that is more than a conqueror? I have conquerors in the house, but do I have those who are more than a conqueror? I enter into church, no matter the load on my head, it's not showing on my face. I enter into church, no matter what I'm going through, you can't sense it by my behavior. When it is time to dance and rejoice in God's presence, I'm dancing more than those who have thousands in their pocket, who have millions in their pocket. I have nothing in my pocket, but my heart belongs to God. I have nothing to offer, but my praise go to my God. I'm worshiping him like everything is working out well. I worship him so much so that a conqueror is confused, because I am more than the conqueror. Oh, you conquer temporarily, oh, but I conquer even conquerors. So I am more than a conqueror. conqueror. When the Bible said you are more than a conqueror, because you are that person who conquers that which conquered others. Every member of your family is down and out, but you tell yourself, you can stop my papa, but you can't stop me. You can hinder my mother, but you can't hinder me. I am more than a conqueror. I feel it in this place now. I feel power in this place now. I am more than a conqueror. Oh, that which thought my fathers cannot afford to stop me. That which thought my mothers cannot afford to stop me. Oh, you fought my family, that's okay. But I am more than a conqueror. I can still shout the praise of my God. I can still holler till solution comes. I can still wait until the Lord shows up. I may not see it coming, but I know He is the Lord. I may not sense it right now, but I know He is the Lord. I will shout my praise. I am more. Is there anybody here who is saying to me, man of God, you can count on me, I am more than a conqueror? It's not showing on my face. It's not showing in my character. My countenance is not down because of what I'm going through. I'm not shedding tears like I've been defeated. I am not accepting pity from anybody. I'm not begging any man for help. I may not understand what is going on, but I am more than a conqueror. Can somebody say, I am more than a conqueror? Oh, when you think I'm down, that's when I will appear, or like I'm in my best. When it is time to worship, I will raise my hands. I am not raising my hands as a result of how much I have in my pocket, but I'm raising my hands even though when I don't know why. When I don't know why. When I don't know why. When I can't feel help coming. When it looks like God is far from me, but I can still raise my hand and I will worship, because I am more than a conqueror. I am more. Is there anybody here who is more than a conqueror? You are more than a conqueror. You are not afraid of what is going on right now, because you are more than a conqueror. It is easier for a conqueror to worship. It is very easy for a conqueror to worship. When praise and worship is going on, you see conquerors dancing around. They got something in their pocket. They got food to eat when they get home. Everything is working well for their children. They pay their bills and they settle things for themselves. They live in a good house and they're coming from a good home. But you slept outside not having a roof over your head. But in the morning you walked into church, and when it is time to praise, conquerors cannot praise like you do. Conquerors begin to admire your worship. They begin to admire your praise unto God. They begin to feel there is something about you that is unique. There is something about you that is special. You are not telling them your story here, but they are seeing your worship, and they are looking at you and they are admiring you, and God wants to describe you. God said you are more than a conqueror. You are more than a conqueror. I'm not moved by what I see. I'm not moved by what I hear. I'm moved by the word of God. I have good intention for the church. Anybody can stand against it. Anybody can speak against it. Whether you support me or not, I am not going to give up, because I am more than a conqueror. You are helping people and they are talking you down. You are more than a conqueror. You won't stop. You will yet help them. You won't stop. You are blessing people and they are calling you names. You will not stop. You will go ahead and bless them, because you are more than a conqueror. you are not ready to give up. It is not what happens around you that determines your service to God. There are people, any week things work well for them. That is the week they will praise. They will sing and dance in church. But any week that doesn't work well, they will be quiet like something happened. But can I say this to you? There are people things happen to, but yet you won't feel it. I want to serve God with such a people. Because anywhere they are, God is. Anywhere they are, God is. I want to worship God around people who are more than conquerors, who are not moved by what is happening around them, who are not moved by the things they see around them. Because I am not worshiping God because he answered me. Even when he didn't answer, I will worship him. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were more than conquerors. They said to the king, we know that our God is able to answer us. But even if our God decides not to answer us, he can make up his mind not to answer. But help me tell my generation that Talknado, I will not give up. I will worship him all my life. They are more than conquerors. We know that our God is able to deliver us. But he has a choice. Even if he decides not to deliver us, we are not standing here because he will answer. We know that he has the ability to answer us. Oh, that brings me to this point. Whether you are a conqueror or you are more than a conqueror, there is something you must know. Nobody knows God to come to church. We believe him to come. Then we know him to stay. Nobody knew him before you came to church. You have no knowledge of him before you came. Somebody told you something. You believed what you were told. So the belief drew you. You came by the reason of belief. Then you know him to stay. And now hear me. Now you know him to stay. I wish I had time. In Paul's conclusion of the letter to the Romans, when he was describing, if you start from the beginning, you will discover this with me. That hear me, it is not about what you see that determines your worship of God. What shall we say about these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Do you know, I took my time. Let me show you this. I read 31 to you, and I left the rest and I jumped to 37. But let me give you 32. He who did not spare his own son, verse 32, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? I'm coming. Verse 33. Who shall bring a charge against God's elect? Who shall bring a charge against me? Why are you planning to accuse me? What are you talking? What are you doing? Who shall bring a charge against God's elect? It is God who justifies. It is God who justifies. I wish I have time to tell you the Bible. This is frustrating of the gospel. Who are you to bring charges against God's elect? Who are you to bring charges against God's elect when God is the one that justifies? Who is he who condemns? It is Christ who died, and furthermore is also risen, who is even at the right hand of God, who also makes intercession for us. Who shall separate us? Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine
God, as it is written, for your sake we are killed all day long. We are counted as sheep to the slaughter. Now hear this. That is verse 36. I have another challenge, which I have time to talk. I have another challenge. Verse 31 said, if God be for us, who can be against us? But verse 36 said, for his sake we are killed all day long. That is to say, for the sake of our God, they are killing us every day. But this same God has capacity that if he be for us in 31, who is the person that can be against us? Now, with our God on our side, yet verse 36 said they are killing us. So that is to say, our God has the power to stop them from killing us, but he allowed them to kill us. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. If you had me, you had. Hey! Our God has the power to stop them from killing us. That is why I matriculated from the New Testament. I like Greek better than Hebrew. I am not a storyteller. I am a diviner of the scriptures. Hear me. My God has the capacity. He has the power. He has the strength to stop them from touching me. He has the power to stop me from dying. You know, there are things about this God that make me fear him the more. The Bible told me that the steps of a good man are ordered by God. And again, I was looking at the Bible. The next thing I saw is even though he fall. The next thing I saw is that even though he fall. That means God is ordering my step, but yet I will fall. That means sometimes he will even order me to fall so that he will know what I will do. So he will know what I call him. The steps of a good man are ordered by God, even though he fall. How can God order my step and I fall? But he is God ordering my step. So don't conclude me when I fall. It may be my God that asked me to fall, so that I will know what happens to those who fall. Oh my God, my God, my God. I feel like preaching. I feel like preaching. I feel like preaching. I feel like talking to God's people. So when I fall, don't write me off. When I fall, don't think it is the work of the devil. No! The devil does not have the capacity to make me fall. I made a research on the death of Jesus Christ. I made a research on the death of Jesus Christ, and I made bold to say to my generation that it was not death that killed him, it was him that gave himself to death. And I made bold to say to my generation that the devil has no hand in the killing of my master. He said, I have the power to lay down my life, and I also have the power to pick it up when I want. So it is me that decide to lay down my life. So don't give the glory to the devil. Oh yeah, hold on, brother. For your sake, you are the one who have the power. I'm standing for you. I'm laying my life on the altar for him. But yet you will slander me, and he will allow you to do that. He will allow you slander me. You talk evil about me, he will allow you to do that. You know why? He's using you to train me. After the training, he will set my exams. I will pass my exam, I will be promoted. Then he will turn back to you to remember you for allowing yourself to be used to deal with me. He will now pay you back. But I feel a preach coming on. But hold on and let me talk here. Oh, but something is pumping in me. I feel a hand mightier than I feel the power of God all over me now. It's about time I declare the word of my Father. In verse 31, the Bible says, if God be for us, who can be against us? Verse 36 embarrassed me. Verse 36 said, we are killed all day long. Killed all day long. Every day in the marketplace they slander us. At the offices they kill us.
People sit down upon bottles of beer and they condemn us. People sit down in their ends and they condemn us. They think they are condemning us because we don't have a God. They don't know that our God allowed them. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said to the king, "Oh king, we are not careful to answer you in this matter. If you bring up another matter, we shall be careful to answer you. But in this matter is a genuine matter. This matter is another kind of matter. Oh, don't call me over this matter. Don't talk to me about this matter. There is an oil of God pumping in me right about now. There is grace pumping in me right about now. We are not careful to answer you in this matter. In this matter. This matter you are bringing up is not an ordinary matter. This is a matter that has to do with my worship. We are not careful to answer you in this matter. Don't give me a second chance in this matter. There's no need for a second chance. Don't give me another opportunity in this matter. Oh king, hear our answer. Before we got here, we believed. Our belief brought us close, but now we know. And they said to the king, we know, we know that our God is able. We know. You know to stay. That's what I told you. They said, we know that our God is able. Our God has got the ability to deliver us. Our God has what it takes to deliver us. Our God has what it takes to fight for us. Our God has what it takes to stop the wicked. I don't care who is fighting the church. I don't care who is coming against us. I make bold to tell you that the God of the church is able to deliver the church. The God of the church is able. The God of the church is able to stop you. The God of the church is able to fight you back. The God of the church is able to destroy you. The God of the church is able to do whatever pleases him. But even if he chose not to deliver us, O King, we shall not bow down to worship the golden image which you have made, because we know. Because we know that our God is able. We know. These are men who are more than conquerors. They are more than conquerors. Is there anybody in this house who is telling me today, I am more than a conqueror? Let me say this to you. Anytime you are more than a conqueror, the devil gives up in your matter. He will run far from you. Because when he thinks he has done his worst, and he discovers that his worst is not doing anything to you, he will run away. That was what happened in the life of Job. If the devil knew that chapter 42 will come, he won't start in the first place. Because the end of Mr. Job was better than his beginning. And that is the God that I serve. He's waiting for you somewhere. There is something about my God. Don't laugh at me when I fall. Don't laugh at me when I fall. Don't mock me when I fall. Because he will lift me up again. He will lift me up again. Don't take sides with those who are fighting me now. In the beginning, they may appear to be stronger. In the beginning, they may appear to be fine. Everything may be working well for them in the beginning. But my God is only empowering them to know who I am. To know who I am. But hold on. Chapter 42 is coming. When I saw verse 36, that we are killed all day long. Killed all day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. They feel we don't have anybody. They feel we got no help. They feel we don't have anything. They feel we are porous. They feel we are weak. But child of God, mind you, the place place of a child of God is not the place of weakness. It's a place of faith. It's our faith that is making us keep you quiet. Not that we don't know what to answer you, but we are not permitted to answer you. We are keeping you quiet does not mean we cannot reply. We are keeping you quiet, not that we cannot reply, but we are keeping you quiet because of our faith. We are killed all day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. They feel they can do anything they want at all times. But shall I say this to you? From generation to generation, I have never seen anybody who slaughtered a child of God go free. You may succeed in the beginning, but your end is not a story to tell. Your end is not a story to tell. Ladies and gentlemen, I love the Bible. One thing that I've discovered about the word of God is that we are given opportunity to follow up and to study and to find out what has happened. I have read my Bible. I have read my Bible, and I've discovered that as many that stood on the ways of the prophets and the apostles, from number one to the end of them, none of them went without punishment. Even those who God later converted, he left them with a pain that they passed through all their lives, including the greatest apostle, who said he's the greatest among all the apostles. God left him with a pain. There must be a pain remaining in you. You will pay for making the saints cry. He said, I sought the Lord 3 times. He didn't heal me. But what he said to me is that my grace is sufficient for you, but bear the pain. Be careful what you do with the saints. Be careful when you fight the anointed. Be careful when you stand against the oil. The truth of the matter is that whether you will pay, you will pay. I've read my Bible, and that is why I fear God the more. Brother Paul said, knowing the wrath of God, we persuade men. Knowing the wrath of God, we persuade men. Do you know that I read my Bible? I saw David. David said a word that is very harsh and hard in the book of Psalms. David said it is the worst to fall into the hand of God. I was thinking that it is better to fall into the hand of God because God is merciful. David said no. That the worst thing that can happen to you is to fall into the hand of God. He said no, that my concept is wrong, and I followed it up. I tried to study the Bible. Do you know that I studied the Bible? The more I read the Bible, the more I fear God, because the truth of the matter is that whoever breaks an edge, the serpent will bite. No matter who you are, under whatever pretense you do it, the serpent must bite. I've seen generations cry. I saw a man like Eli. I saw a high priest like Eli. A high priest loved by God, with promise and mandate over his head. God himself communicated to Eli, and God said to Eli, you and your sons shall be priests before me forever. That is God talking forever. That is just as long as the earth remains, you and your sons shall be priests before me. The same thing he said to Eli was equivalent to what he said to David. He said to David, a child from your loins will always be on the throne. That was what he told David. But I saw David's own coming to pass. I saw David's own coming through. I saw God look at Solomon and said to Solomon, I desire to take away the kingdom from your hands. But when I look at you, I don't see you. I see David, my servant. For David's sake, I will not take away the throne from For David's sake, I will not take away the throne from your hands. And when it got to the time of Eli, I thought the same thing will repeat itself. But the throne and the altar are two different things. The throne is a different thing. The altar is a different thing. That's a preach for another day. And I saw the Lord done. And he came back to Eli and said to Eli, Eli, I told you before that you and your sons shall be priests before me forever. But now, When I saw now, I was waiting. I said, what does God want to say? And you hear what God said? God said, now far be it from me. Far. He said, far be it from me. I said, what? And God said to Eli, he that honors me, I will honor. He that despises me, I will lightly esteem. And I was waiting on God. I said, he's a merciful God. He can do this to high priest Eli. But in one day, the two sons of Eli died. And Eli himself died. All of them died one day. One day. In one day, all of them quenched. And the generation of Eli ended there. Then I shouted, what is going on? Hear me now. Hear me now. Who here is more than a conqueror? How do you know you are more than a conqueror? When you don't only worship him when you conquer. Even when it looks like things around you are conquering you, you can still worship him from the depth of your heart. Wow! God is My sister, there is one tree in Ihala. What was planted under the tree in 1971, August 2nd, will die now so that a particular family will see brightness and there will be shining of light upon your father's home. Right now. And I command this to happen in the next 25 minutes.
Amen.
Settle.
Amen.
Settle.
Amen.
Settle.
Amen.
Okene is in Kogi State. Madam, are you coming from Okene?
Yes, sir.
Madam, do you believe in the prophetic?
I believe.
You believe in the prophetic?
Yes, sir.
This is the same man you watch his program over the television.
Yes, sir.
And now this one is not television. You are seeing me one-on-one.
Yes, sir.
You were watching it at Okene.
Yes, sir.
And you come from there to look for the hand.
Yes, sir.
As I looked at your hand, I heard the Lord say to me, deliver Dorcas. Is Dorcas your name?
Yes.
I looked at your hand, the Lord said to me, deliver Dorcas.
Yes, sir.
Free her, that she will not return back to Okene the same way she came.
Amen.
Your mother is at St. Mary's Hospital. She's having issues with delivery. They told her that the baby in her womb is dead and she cannot deliver it. They want to operate on her, and your mother is even at the verge of dying. You stood up now and you sat down. St. Mary's Hospital. Go down on your knees. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Say Talknado. Say Talknado again. Mandali abayanabosh. Kete mayala kabashandali lebeledos. When the wicked head say a thing, I stand with the oil of God over my head.
Yes, sir.
Your mother will not die.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
The one who set the death will die now.
Amen.
The baby in your mother's womb that was confirmed dead will not die again.
Amen. Amen.
She will deliver her baby in 17 minutes. This case is hereby settled. Settled. Settled.
Iye masirigi kineme ibuchuku newege tobo.
I had two names at the same time, and the Lord said two things to me. Two different names. One, I had Asa,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and the Lord said to me that you were a Muslim.
Yes, sir.
When you were a Muslim before,
Yes, sir.
you were answering Asa.
Yes, sir.
When you became a Christian, they baptized you and called you Isaac.
Yes, sir.
Anytime the Lord wants to help a person or a people, He will either send you to a prophet or He will send the prophet to you.
Sir.
But anytime your prophet appears, your prophet appears.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Anytime your prophet appears, your prophet appears.
Amen.
Since you people began to watch our program, you don't rest. You
Yes.
want to watch it every time.
Every day, every day.
The Lord said to me, this woman have desired and hungered to see me. You came all the way from Okene to see God through His servant. I said this to you. Over the years, the question becomes, there's a way God does His things. All these years, you didn't come until the enemy think and feel now that he has closed your chapter. And God directed you. With God, nothing is impossible.
Yes, sir.
What I need from you now is for the both of you to believe. These kind of cases are cases I like to enter. All these years, the wicked said you will not have a child you can call your own.
Sir.
Do you need it to change now?
Yes, sir.
Humanly talking, it has become very critical and so bad because as at last year, before the end of last year, something happened to you. The wicked used their wicked manipulation and shut off your menstruation.
Yes, sir.
Martha Labra and Tudiana. November last year.
Yes, sir.
November last year. Shut up your womb that you no more misery. So, humanly talking, one would look at it and say, no, this one. But see, I'm the man carrying the prophetic mandate of the God of Talknado. The God that I serve is the God that makes impossibilities possible. When men think it is over, that's when my God shows up and says there is yet hope. For you, all the sicknesses in your body, you are looking at the man carrying the prophetic mandate.
Yes, sir.
Before you leave me here today, your system will come back to normal.
Amen.
My Bible said that He renews our youth. So God has a way of renewing your youth. I've seen Him do it countless times. Mama, I want to believe those tears are tears of joy. Because we don't make people cry, we make them laugh.
Amen.
Anytime I show up in your matter, the Lord will cause laughter to
Amen.
come. You will rejoice. You will be happy that your God have shown up. After today, I sit in the place of my office and I pass a decree. The solutions you're looking for, you will both find it.
Amen.
You will both find it.
Amen.
In the name of the Father,
Amen.
in the name of the Son,
Amen.
and in the name of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
The Lord bless you. Congratulations. I want to travel from here to Ihala.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But the reason of the prophetic,
Ah.
I want to first enter your father's compound.
Amen. Ah. Jesus.
When I enter your father's compound, I want to challenge that force that says nobody will raise his head.
Amen.
I want to tell the devil that it is a lie.
Yes, sir.
I saw a young man that is supposed to be a star.
Yeah.
But the force in Ihal said he will not come back from China with anything.
Hey.
That he will come back empty-handed if he must come. Or that he will not return. 12 years in China.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He has not been to the father's house.
Yes, sir.
He has nothing to show.
Yes, sir.
And the worst of it all now is that he is dying with sickness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he doesn't know what is. Do you have your phone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you call him?
Yes, yes.
Call your brother. Tell him Talknado want to speak to him. There is no one in this room that God cannot reach. There is nobody in this room that God cannot help. He can help every one of us. He can reach every one of us. There is no solution you need that God cannot offer. How many of you believe that? Young man, stand up. You. Your head is turning like you will run mad now. It has been happening to you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Even yesterday,
yes, sir.
even this morning.
Yes, sir.
Even right where you're seated in church, it's like your head is spinning.
Yes, sir.
You want to run mad. Something is telling you to tear your clothes.
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
Where is your wife? Are you the wife? Child. What? Is he talking now? Ask him if he can hear my voice. Eh? Oh. Hello? Can you hear me? Eh? Put your right hand on your head where you are. What is the time in China now?
Hello.
Yeah.
Us get the right hand again now. Nisi gi ke ye na ku na China kita.
Join here with your time.
To 8. 5 minutes to 8.
5 minutes to 8.
5 minutes to 8. Okay. Oh yeah, put your right hand on your head.
Us get the right hand again.
I have put Daddy. Talknado, I have put Daddy. Hey, God, thank you for it.
It's in your head. Hey!
Okifufe na nolia, ebilimiri na nolia, omane rubere isi, akwanda nulolia, oye ile na lalati.
He said to Abraham, call those things that be not as though they were. And as he called them, they came into existence. Distance is not a barrier. I serve a God who spoke in Jerusalem and he came to pass in Capernaum. His words are settled in heaven before the foundation of the earth. I speak right now by the authority of heaven over your head. You will not die. I prophesy as a prophet in my season, sitting in the place of my office as the carrier of the prophetic mandate. That force fighting you from Ihala will die for your sake. That force pursuing you from Ihala will die for your sake. You will live, you will not die. 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 I release you from the pain right now. The work of your hands will prosper. You will see goodies in the land of China. Your 12 years in China will not be wasted years. The Lord will pay you back for the years that the cankerworm, the caterpillar, and the palmer worm have eaten. You will prosper next year. This case is hereby settled. Settled. Huh? But tell your brother, any of you can tell him, see, I check you only after 5 minutes. Take you only after 5 minutes. Joya monya wa uchika. Onya wa uchika. Okay, okay. Okwanya wa uchika. See ya na Talknado abatala na family chuku. God bless you. It is all. Come, do they still ride Okada? Are you riding Okada?
Yes, sir.
Which side?
This side, area.
Ariari.
Yes, sir.
So this is your wife and these are your children.
Yes, sir.
Child. And the wicked wants to make you mad. And your head is turning and spinning.
Yes, sir.
Call me Talknado.
Talknado.
This is the man carrying the prophetic mandate of the God of Talknado. Whether you like or hate me, don't hate grace. Anybody that hates grace will see disgrace.
Amen.
By the reason of grace, your pains are over. Difficulties are over. Your pains are over. They are over. They are over. They are over. Young man, you don't know how to tell your story. Since yesterday, somebody sent you to buy a recharge card. You bought a recharge card.
Yes, sir.
Gave him at number 18 Milverton.
Yes, sir.
After you handed over the recharge card to him, he dashed you the remaining change.
Yes, sir.
You put the money in your pocket.
Yes, sir.
It looks like your private part was scratching you.
Yes, sir.
You tried to scratch your private part.
Yes, sir.
You turned and you couldn't see the man again.
Yes, sir.
And you have not been able to see your since then.
Yes, sir.
You have been restless.
Yes, sir.
You know, there are people in this life who feel they have power. There are people in this life who feel they can use others. Do you have 15 naira there? Okay, that is 15 naira.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, come and give me. Give me, put it in my hand. Listen, wherever you are in this house, anything they took away from you and you can't trace who took it, anything they've done to you and you cannot trace the person that did it, you don't know what to do, you don't know who to complain to. In the next 1 minute, that thing will be restored to you. But if you were wise enough, how can somebody send you from here to here to buy the recharge card Where he was standing and where he asked you to go and buy the recharge card, very close. He sent you to go and buy it. Dashed you 3,000. You bought 200 naira recharge card.
Yes, sir.
He still dashed you 800.
Yes, sir.
The change of 800. What was he looking for? Is it transport from here to there that is 3,000 or 800 naira? Out of 1,000, he said buy recharge card 200.
Yes, sir.
You bought 200, crossed, came and gave it to him. And then he dashed you 800.
Yes, sir.
And now, see. Come here. Touch my hand. Hold on, hold on. Sometimes you people need to have your brain.
Jehovah
Check
is
yourself.
your name.
Check yourself. Check your hand.
Great Redeemer, mighty in battle. You are my weapon of war. Jehovah is your name.
Come, sir. Come, sir. Anybody that is going anywhere to invoke the spirit of your mother to come after you. Sir, can I boldly say you belong to me?
Yes, sir.
That's the only way I can help you.
Yes, sir.
If not, you will die in the month of July. That is what the projection have done. Not me. That is what is done already. Only one chance do I have to remove you from there because you are the one living in the compound.
Yes, sir.
And you are the one who is supposed to be the head.
Yes, sir.
A lot of things have been done. They have dropped something upon your mother's grave. They have evoked her spirit to come after you. That you did not play your part as the first son. But hear me. I have one chance. And that chance is that if I'm sure you are my own, I can push you aside and then fight the battle.
Go ahead, sir.
Do you belong here?
Yes, sir.
With your whole heart.
Yes, sir.
I therefore speak. It is now a battle between altar and altar.
Yes, sir.
When power jam power, the lesser will fall for the greater.
Yes, sir.
They sank the grave. They broke the grave. A lot of things was done. But all those were spiritual manipulations. But now, I sit in the place of my office. I push you aside from the matter.
Amen.
I stay at the center of it.
Amen.
Let the powers they consulted not come after you. Let them come after me.
Amen.
I keep you behind me.
Amen.
In the realm, when they call you, they will not see you.
Amen.
They will see me.
Amen.
In the realm, when they fight you, they will not see you.
Amen.
They will see me.
Amen.
Let them call upon their God, and I will call upon my God. He that be God, let him answer by fire.
Amen.
They said July. I say it will not happen.
Amen.
No sign in your body.
Amen.
Not even the stroke they are projecting. It will not happen.
Amen.
You will stay in the compound. You will settle with peace.
Amen.
You will live with joy.
Amen.
All the things they are sending that is flying around the compound, I seize all of them now.
Amen.
It is no more your battle.
Amen.
It is now my battle.
Amen.
The chief priest of the idol, since they have mentioned July, he will die in July.
Amen.
Go. Have you been to this church before apart from today?
Sir, now only once where I come. This making 2 times and my wife they come steady.
Your wife, they come steady.
Yes, sir.
You know they come steady.
Since
You
I
come
get,
once.
Since I get this accident, so because of to wear shoe.
Because of to wear shoe. Today, you know wear shoe now.
No be now. Since February.
Since you get the accident, because of to wear shoe, now I make you know they come church. But you don't come once. But the day when you get this accident, church day that day. Because now you use your machine, drop your wife. Say make them they come church. As you go back, you can't go get accident. Call me Talknado.
Do.
I want you to raise your hands, your right hand up wherever you are. In the journey of life, wherever the wicked want to frustrate you, God will give you strength there. 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 Can I get a little water? Can I get a little water? This madness is serious. Let me calm it down. Pour a little water in my hand. Young man, come close. You realize that they push you, Abby? You realize that they push you? And are those people where me and them they walk? Now maybe the man will carry double letter quell. I came in the volume of the book that is written of me. I came with fire and thunder in my mouth. I came to my generation to do the work that my father sent me. Just go sit down before they go push you down. They go. Then they push you till after some time. Just you push, you go and sit down. Just go sit down for seats. Everyone in this house today, if the wicked say you are a target, I came today as a prophet sent for you. They will not get you. Anything good you have, give to this person, let her eat. She's a gift to you.
Hallelujah.
I had to shift somebody for you to be here today. I've not set my eyes on you before. I don't know you. I've not seen you anywhere before.
No,
She came. She poured out her heart. She cried. When I looked into your matter was not just the matter that was the matter. One DPO took it on himself that you must go to jail. And you know the DPO.
Yes, sir.
He took it on himself that you must go to jail. That he will make sure you will not come out of the case. But you see her? If you know, there are people who are blessed when it comes to marriage. Anybody that is blessed, when you wake up in the morning, thank God. If you ask others questions, you will know that if any of them enter your life, you will see that this life is a torture. You will pray that you don't marry at all. I'm being sincere with you. I don't know her. I don't know you. She only came and she cried out. When she cried out on a day that the oil was boiling. You know, the Bible says in the day of his power, his people shall be willing. What I did was she pushed it to such a point where she made me know that she doesn't know what to do again. She's now handing it over to God. And that's what God wants. There comes a time in your life where you will hand over your battle to God and you will leave it there. Then I told her, I said, enter the service. She entered the service. I observed her. She entered the service very gently and very quietly. I think around here. She was sitting around here. I saw her very well. I knew she was sitting around somewhere around here. And here you are now. The rest is history. But I have to shift some ends.
Praise the Lord.
I have to shift some ends. Suspended some protocols. Files were not remembered. There is a God that we serve. But one word I leave with you. Anything good you find, give her to eat.
I promise,
God
sir.
bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Young man, you will succeed. Stand on your feet. You've traveled. You've journeyed. Yet your hands are empty. Because of the forces of darkness around you. Because of family issue that doesn't want anybody in your family to rise and shine. And you are here shouting to for Talknado. I'm the man carrying the prophetic mandate of the God of Talknado. I carry double letekwele. When it looks like families are closed down, when it looks like roads are closed down, one word. Today! The door that closed for everyone in your family, I open it up. Your family will begin to record success from now. That is what your shouting have done. Today, I call the things that be not as though they were, and they shall come into existence. This case is hereby settled, settled, settled. There's a force of darkness that says no child from your womb, from your loins, will amount to greatness. Your wife? Umugiga school, I got one story or the other. Nke finish, I got one result, I got one huge mecha. I get one comma or the other somewhere. That is the force of darkness that doesn't want them to succeed. Right now. Your husband not here, native Talknado. Hey! I speak into their lives now. I correct their foundation. That thing that said they will be useless, Talknado, I said they will not be useless.
Amen.
I correct it from the place of the altar.
Amen.
Settle.
Amen.
Settle.
Amen.
Settle.
Amen.